Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So let's talk some yarn. You want to? So today is 7/5/2020. As of today, I'm reviewing a new yarn from Lionbrand. And I unboxed it on camera. If you want to see that, I'll put a link to that below in the description box. I also unboxed others of their new yarns. First impression of it was really expensive in my opinion. But I always say I'm going to try it out and then I'll tell you more about it. So I did try it out today. First, let's go over it. Let's look at it, okay? I'm jumping ahead of myself. Now, the new yarn is called Lionbrand Landscapes Fusion. So it's 3.5 ounces, 100 grams, 109 yards, 100 meters. Classified as a medium weight number 4. Recommended knitting needle is a 6mm. Crochet hook is a 6.5mm. And it is 100% acrylic, machine wash, lay flat to dry, made in China. So when I first opened it on camera, and still right now, the first thing you notice about it, it is extremely soft. Now they do have a regular landscapes, which I have here, which is a very nice yarn. This is their regular, and here is their new. Their regular is a very nice yarn, and I've used it many times. It's very soft. This one is much softer. So if you are familiar with this, because it has been around for a while, and you feel it, and you think, you know, that's a pretty nice soft roving yarn, this is probably twice as soft as this regular one. Okay, now when you look at it, you can tell that it is going to be worked up, a very busy yarn. See that? It's not striped. Regular landscapes have stripes, or very long variegations. I would call it more of a stripe though myself. This is straight variegated, and it has, each strand has a white going through it. Each color has white going through it attached. So I did a swatch here, and this is what it kind of looks like. Excuse me, crocheted up. Now I did some bobbles there so you could see if there was any stuff. Usually when you get a yarn that's super busy like this one, wasting your time on a stitch like a bobble would, you know, it's just a waste because stitch definition is not there. But actually it's not bad. It's not as bad as I thought it would be. You can see it, you can tell it's there. I don't think it would be a waste to use bobbles or cables or any type of stitch that requires definition, because even though it's not extremely as visible as it would be if it was a solid color, it's still good enough that you can tell that it's there. So that surprised me. I mean, you know, I like that about it. At first when I seen it, I'm like, you know, you really probably won't be able to use anything but basic stitches, but actually it's showing up quite nicely. Now when I crocheted with it, I really didn't have no problems. It crocheted like a regular, it is a roving style yarn. I did get hung up just every once in a while on that white strand that runs through. Not enough to be bothersome, but it did happen. I can tell you that it is a very heavy 4-weight, and when I mean a heavy 4-weight, I mean that it's a thick 4-weight. It almost could have been classified as a bulky 5. But it is, like I said, it is a roving style yarn, and sometimes the nature of a roving is to go from thick to thin. So there were spots that hit a 4, but overall, in general, I thought maybe 5 would have been more appropriate. But it's still a heavy 4-weight. Heavy 4-weight yarn. So let's just go over like the colors of it that they have right now available. I see them on Lionbrand, eBay on Lionbrand's website on eBay, and Joann's. I bought mine at Joann's. So they have 6 colors as of right now. So this one is called Tryon. I guess that's right. It's very pretty, very busy, as you could tell. This is the one I used to make my swatch right here. It's very pretty. Yeah, those baubles really surprised me. I mean, you know, like I said, they don't stand out like a solid, but you can definitely tell they're there. So this one is called a Washington Square. That was the color I used to make my swatch. The first one I showed you is called Flushing Meadows. It's very, very pretty peachy pink colors, or peachy pinkish kind of tan colors with grays mixed in it. Very pretty. It's a little bit more subtle than these two brighter colors that I just showed you. And then we have Morningside, which again, will, you know, blues, pinks, purples, all different colors in there. And that one, very pretty, very pretty. They're all the colors are pretty. You know, I can't say anything bad about the colors. In wood, this is pretty much blue, a little bit of light lavender, black and gray, a lot more subtle also than some of the other ones. And then I have this one more here, which actually was my favorite. Very, very bright, very not so subtle. But the color of this one is called Rucker. So this one was my favorite, and as you can see, there's a lot missing. When I read it off, and it said that it only had 109 yards in it, I thought, well, my gosh, what can you make with 109 yards? I bet I'll barely be able to get a double crochet hat out of that. Well, I did get a double crochet hat out of that. Right here it is. I actually like the hat. I think it's pretty cool. It's super soft. It's if you use this yarn, I used a straight double crochet. I don't have a tutorial for this exact hat, but I have a tutorial for a straight double crochet hat that you could just use this yarn on. So you can look for that in my playlist of hats. But anyways, this is what it looks like straight double crochet. I think it's actually pretty cool the way the colors lay. Now, like, I hate busy yarn. I hate it. But every once in a while, I'll find one that I like. I think this one's pretty cool. I mean, maybe this color is just piquing my interest because I do like the bright rainbow colors. But I had a lot left, a lot more than I thought. And I think that's due to the fact that it's a heavy 4-weight. It did require a 6.5 millimeter hook. Now, I did use a 6.5 on this swatch, but when I made my hat, I used a 6 millimeter. Okay, so I did not use the required on that. So I do have a little left, not much, you know. You can make a pom-pom for the top of your hat. Or, I don't know, wristband to match. Maybe enough to make a headband out of that. I don't know. It really depends on how tight or loose you crochet also. And when I saw that 109 yards, at first, you know, I'll tell you the price of it right now. It's $6.99. Regular price for 109 yards. And I thought, holy crikeys, that's insane. That's insane. Although it is a gorgeous, gorgeous yarn. It's a very pretty yarn. It's even prettier now that I saw it worked up in baubles and that I made a hat out of it. And I actually had enough to make a hat and some left over. But I thought, man, that's a high price. You know, they need to put more yardage in that. I'm thinking Landscapes has way more yardage than that. Well, after my opening, I thought, you know what? I don't think Landscapes has that much yardage either. So I took a skein of regular Landscapes and I looked at the yardage. It's 147. So a little less than 38 more yards than this one for the same price, $6.99. I buy this all the time. I use it all the time. I never once thought, you know, I buy it on sale, but, you know, I never once thought $6.99. I thought, hey, that's high, but I'm going to buy it on sale. I never once said, hey, I'm never going to buy it again because it's $6.99. I'll just buy it on sale because I really like Landscapes. Now, I'm going to stick with the statement of it being a little high priced, but if they would have added like 150 yards to it, I mean, total, if they would have made it the same amount of yardage as regular landscapes, or even like 189, it would have been, took a little bit of, took a little away, a little bit of the sticker shock of it. But the fact remains, it does have less yardage than regular landscapes. You have to take into account the technology it takes to make a type of yarn like this. And all the color changes and the white being mixed into it, it probably did take a toll on the price. I do say it's a little high. I do wish it had more yardage, like at least, 150, 189, 200 yards, but it doesn't. It's $6.99. I like it though. I like it a lot. I think it's pretty cool. I would buy it again, only on sale, of course. Never pay full price if you don't have to. I did pay full price for these because they weren't on sale at the time. But I do like them. Now, I always rate my yarn on a scale of 1 to 10. I usually base it on how well it crochets, the yardage versus price, what it looks like when it's crocheted up, how soft it is, all things, you just take all kinds of things in consideration. I do when I rate it. And I usually rate it on a scale of 1 through 10. 1 being the lowest, 10 being the highest. Now this would definitely get a much higher rating from me, like I said, if it had at least as much yardage as regular landscapes, or like 189. But I do understand the fact that it does take more. I'm sure it takes more time and money to make yarn look like that. I mean, different varieties of yarn, they take, more time, more money to get the outcome of the look that you see right here. It's a cool look. Plus, it's a lot softer than regular landscapes. So, I will give it. I still don't like the $6.99 price tag, but I think it's high versus 109 yards. But I will give it an 8, which I think is a very good rating for that. Now, if it had as much yardage as regular landscapes, I probably would have, or 189 yards or something, I would have bumped up that to probably a 9, because I really, really like it. And even though I hate variegated, busy yarns, this one, I don't know, there's something about it I think it's super cool. And when I crocheted with it, it's just, the bobble showed up, which made it even cooler. This hat is awesome. I'll wear this in my videos. You'll see me wearing it quite a bit. Actually, I'll turn the camera right now so you can see me wearing it. So, what do you think? I like it. It's my style. I mean, it's super busy, which isn't my style, but it's bright, it's rainbowy. It's going to match a lot of my shirts, my wristbands. I got rainbow studded watches. It's going to match a lot of my clothing. I think it's pretty cool. And like I said, I'll wear it a lot. It's super soft. And you can make something really, I think it would drape really, really well if you made a lacy garment with it. I do think that it would have a very beautiful drape on it. I could tell that from crocheting it. But yeah, I like it. I'm going to give it an 8. 8's only strictly because of that yardage versus price. Now, remember, I said I do understand that it does take more technology to make a yarn look the way that this looks, but still, a lot of crocheters can't afford. I mean, they crochet to resell and they crochet to donate. They don't want to spend $6.99 or on 109 yards. You can really only make a hat, maybe with a pom-pom on it. You really, I don't know, more yardage in that. But other than that, it's a very, very nice yarn, and I really like it. Like I said, I'll probably buy it again when it's on sale, and maybe I'll make myself a scarf to match this. What do you think? Probably take 3 to make a scarf. Buy it on sale. Joann's sometimes has some sales. I'll see what I can do. But yeah, it's good with Lionbrand. It surprised me. When I first unboxed it, I wasn't a fan because of that high price tag. But get it on sale, try it out. I think you'll like it. If you like regular landscapes, you might like this one even better because it's a lot softer, but it is a lot busier. but the busyness of it doesn't bother me. It's actually quite striking. It's pretty dang cool. So that's it. That's my review. It's another nice yarn from Lionbrand. Remember, I'm not affiliated with Lionbrand. Bought this myself. Joann's, paid full price because they won't give me 20% off unless I go to their store and pick it up, which is out way too far for me, over an hour. So I just pay full price for it. Anyways, and I don't have affiliated links that where if you buy it I get money. I could care less. Couldn't care less if you buy this yarn or not. It's only my job to tell you my honest opinion on it. I think that if you get it on sale, you probably, and you like regular landscapes, you like roving style yarns, you like the busyness of it. You know, I'm not, like I said, I don't like busy yarns. This one's kind of doing it for me though. You're probably gonna like it. You're definitely gonna like the squishy factor. That's got to be like a 9.5, the squish factor. But it's a nice soft yarn. And yeah, I think I'm gonna buy some more of this color and make a matching scarf or a wristband or something. Sounds cool, don't it? I think that's what I'm gonna do. So that's it. Thanks everybody for watching. But remember, these are only my personal opinions. You are welcome to disagree. That's what makes the world go round. How boring it would be if we all thought the same. Let me know in the comments if you've tried this, what you think about it. Tell me if you haven't tried it, you like the hat? What do you think? You like the busyness of it? Or you think it's too much? You like the price? Would you buy it on sale? Lots of questions. Let me know in the comments everything you think about this yarn. But yeah, I'm going to give it an 8. If it had more yardage, I would have given it a 9. But all in all, I'm going to buy it again on sale. Thanks everybody. Bye-bye.